So, we have just now pushed, and I've got all my buddies here. My name is Chad Andrews. We are live with Chats with Chad, and I am with two amigos of mine. First of all, happy hump day to all of you guys out there. Sam, Ravi, happy hump day. I seem to be the only one that's in with beverages, but that's okay. Sam's probably still got a shite ton of work left to go.
It's a little bit, but it's a little bit. Let's just say this is. Let's.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to introduce you to, and then I would like for you guys to tell us a little bit about who you are, what the heck you're going, what you're doing. Hey, and for those of you guys who just showed up, I got two cameras going. Ravi and Sam can't see them, but we've got two cameras that you guys can check out. I moved into a new studio, and the new studio is called Chad's Garage, otherwise known as Wayne's World or Chad's World. I got kicked out by my family. They got tired of tiptoeing around, and I had this killer set all set up. Brad Stoner's like, "Wow, that's like world class," and everybody's like, "What?" But this one's going to be better. You want to know why? Because I'm going to have a green screen by Thursday.
Wow!
That's serious business.
So we could literally be filming at a stage in the Tour de France next time. A stage in the Tour de France next time.
No,
I feel so Wayne's World right now.
Party on! This is the last and only day that you guys get to see at least a portion of my wife's 1985 Celeste Bianchi Chromoly with a straight block 8-speed with helium red wheels. We call it the Bleeding Lizard. Sam, Ravi, welcome to the show.
Hi, Chad. Good to see you, buddy. Hi, Chad. Hey, Danzler. My man. Good to see you. Danzler. My man. Good to see you.
Fun. Hey, Ravi. This is
So here's what I'd like to do. First of all, since Ravi on the live stream is on top.
Always.
Ravi, tell us a little bit about you. What you're doing, what you're up to, who are you, why are you, that kind of stuff.
Got it. Hi, Chad. Hi, Sam. Hi, Chad. Audience at home. Thanks for spending some time with us. Thanks for spending some engaging. Please text us with any questions you might have. Text us with any questions you might have. My name is Ravi Rajcoomar. My name is Ravi Rajcoomar. Athens, Georgia. From Athens, Georgia. And I've been in our cycling.
Wintersville, Georgia.
Just outside of Athens, Georgia. And how would I describe myself? Today we're going to talk about the cycling industry. In that space. What we're doing. Wearing that in that space. And wearing that. I was introduced to this. I was introduced when I was a teenager by a good buddy of mine. His name is Mike Gann. He dragged me into the space. His name is Mike Gann. He dragged me into space from cross country, being a track and field athlete. Into cycling and kind of never looked back since then. My background really is in as well as the race production side of things, as well as the race production side of things. For the last 25 plus years, had the privilege of working with some of the best people in the sport, including some folks on the call here today, and some folks on the call here today, and folks from the Threshold Sports that have done the original U.S. Pro Tour, some of the original U.S. tours of the country. Had a chance to work with Gene Dixon and the Criterion space for the last 25 years as well. Hence why I ended up in Georgia. Funny story. Sam Banff, colleague on the call, Florida State. I went to the University of Florida. And in the Southeastern Conference here, but I actually live in Athens, behind enemy lines, and a tried and true gate. That's kind of my background in this space. And hope to share some insight today. Some industry trends that we're seeing both the sports side, experiential marketing side. My background really is event production, content creation, brand development. Most recently, been working with Redbulls for the last 10 to 15 years. Both on the inside, as an agency to help. That's what keeps me busy. Glad we got some insight today on what's going on.
All right, Ravi, that is evidently I'm getting text here that there is some feedback. I apologize for that. I will work on that while Sam introduces himself. Sam, Danzler, take it away.
I don't have any names to drop like Ravi. I don't, the history in the industry, Dixon, and just boom. My background's a little different. Although I did meet these guys in the last several years, and Ravi is one of my favorite gators. Three, Mike Gann being one of the others, and then of course our boy Justin Gottlieb.
Time out. Did a Seminole just use the same sentence that he has a favorite gator?
I've got three of them.
Wow.
Yes.
Whoa.
It does
It's in the
exist.
mail, buddy. It's in the mail.
And if these guys took me to the swamp on the field, I'd go. I gotta tell you, I'd go. And I gotta tell you, just to clear the air there, my dad was a Gator and my mom was a Seminole. So my first year, I went up to your neck of the woods. I went to North Carolina, Chad, and got the hell out of state. And then I picked my battle a little bit later. But big college football fan.
Wait a
Anyhow,
minute.
I was a
I
kid.
did not know that you went to Chapel Hill, and I thought I knew everything about you. Good God, we're no longer friends.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is that Chad was my coach for a while. You think that would have been one of the questions he asked, but it didn't come up. So it didn't come up. So, right out of the gate. No, I went to University of North Carolina in Cullowhee, North Carolina.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
I didn't get into any of the other schools. I was into motorcycles as a kid. I've been in motorcycles my whole life. I ended up with a consulting company that we consult with motorcycle retailers to help them stay profitable. Got some financing, bought the owner out in 2004. We took on boats after that, and then we took on bicycles as well. A lot of what we do is in the bicycle industry. Today, we do a lot of work with Cannondale bicycles. We do a lot of work with Cannondale bicycles to help retailers stay profitable, stay current, stay relevant, whether it's staffing or events or all that kind of stuff. And so I have used Chad as my personal cycling coach, and I've used Ravi as a business coach, and I've used Ravi as a business coach. And it's a small wicked network, isn't it? And I'm chiming in from Denver, Colorado. Right now.
From Littleton, Colorado. Do I have to constantly do this all day long?
Littleton. Yes, Littleton, Colorado. Nobody knows where Littleton, Colorado. Nobody knows where Littleton is.
We do. We do. One of our races we do, your neighborhood. We put a race just in your neighborhood. We put it there just for you.
All right.
I bet. Yeah, no, the USA. Yeah, no, the USA went up the road right next to my house. Went up the road right next to my house, Deer Creek Canyon. Literally, I do know that, but not many people know. I do know it's easier to draw up in Denver or Athens.
All right, I'm still evidently having an echo, and I apologize. I'm working on it. All right, while I'm working on it, I would like for Ravi, you to start off. First of all, we know you guys' background, and again, apologies for the echo. I'm working on it. I think I have an idea on what might be the issue, so I'm going to tackle that. Ravi, tell us a little bit about what you are doing now during this kind of crazy time that we're living in.
Sure, great question, Chad. So if we backed up maybe the last 30 days, wearing my hat as a event one of the team members for USA Crits. We were to kick off our season March 15th in Birmingham, Alabama, and then moving to El Paso, official race of the year. This past weekend. 21 days ago, our world changed. We've actually postponed all of our races leading up to, let's say for approximately 45 days. 45 days. There's an official schedule, but I'm not sure. We're actually just taking a pause when it might be acceptable and prudent to have the next races on. So that's an example of USA Crit schedule. Our USA the great teams that are racing in our program, and other cycling events out there. Your question was really what am I working on now? We have a small agency. We have a small agency that does this for brands, for clients, for event products out there, as well as DMOs and tourism groups. So what we've been doing, really spending the most amount of time in the last few weeks is helping those brands and organizations put into place their crisis plans and help them with continuation plans. So most groups are taking the steps where they are today and figuring out where they can be in the short term, and then what the medium and long term looks like. So folks that have business continuation plans or business moving forward plans are now putting those into practice, and those that didn't have it are quickly catching up and doing their best to move ahead. So my days really are on a lot of webinars and a lot of conversations with folks, doing a lot of assessments as we move forward. Pretty exciting, pretty busy. There's always opportunity to grow and improve, and we're seeing that the haves that are out there that have done some diligent past and prepare for the future are in a better spot. The ones that are playing a little catch up can really catch up in a hurry, but really have to dedicate effort to do it.
So hang on, guys, 1 second. I'm working on some technical stuff. Sam and Ravi, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I'm wondering if it has anything to do with my computer.
Fixing a little bit of technical issues. I've been getting some emails and some texts that we're having some technical issues. Just I want to make sure that everybody can hear. Hang on 1 second.
That's a good one, Sam.
Hey, Sam,
it's new.
While we're doing this, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've
While
been
Chad's talking to you, why don't you give us an update on what you're working on?
Okay, I'll do that. So again, what we do is we track retail stores, report their data into us through our online portal. Our company name is Garage Composites, by the way. And then we basically look at those data numbers. If we like the data, your parts department looks great. Your parts department looks great. Your parts department looks great. What's the behavior behind it? How do we replicate the behavior with all of our clients? With all of our clients. The general idea behind what we do. To your point, Ravi, 21 days ago, out there, a little squirrely out there, want-based toys. So now that we can't meet, we would do live, much like you, Ravi. I spend a lot of my time on a bunch of webinars. We are talking to our dealers every single week to find out what's working and what's not. Who's applied for the government loans, who hasn't, carry their retail business on, et cetera. So it's a lot of time on webinars. Summarize all that data. Tony Gonzalez and I put a podcast together, GarageCast. And so all of that content comes out on GarageCast. If you're a retailer, you might want to check that out. Again, we play in the boat, motorcycle, bicycle space, and a little bit in the RV space as well. So we're basically trying to stay in front of this thing and what it's doing to retail. Ravi, you know this because I saw one of your posts from last night. A lot of bicycle retailers are doing phenomenal. Some of their best years. And then you got some people who are dying on the line. And then you got some people who are dying on the line. A lot of it has to do with state regulations. All of those components. Trying to keep up with.
Sam, are there some trends that you're seeing, from your data that can go across the board? A lot of folks that I'm talking to are really. I wasn't around the bike industry that deep. The 70s and late 70s and 80s when it became a bike boom. Yeah, a lot of folks are really referencing this time as a bike really in a couple different areas. This time as a bike, folks being able to have freedom on their bikes, folks being able to have freedom on their bike, but also more in the things they like, but also more in really utilitarian application. Are you seeing any of those kind of trends out there? Are you seeing any of those kind of trends out there?
The cargo bikes, the electric bikes, the cargo bikes, the electric bikes, the combination of the two. I mean, these are great opportunities for people to bang around on bikes, get out there like they were as kids, and use them as transportation. Just because the world has kind of put that on us right now. So while people are sitting at home, they want to get out, they want to recreate, even though we're not allowed to do social gatherings. You can certainly go for a bike ride or walk or something along those lines. We're definitely seeing a spike in bicycle sales for the dealerships who are essential in their county and their state. Nationally, bicycles have been determined to be an essential business. So that allows for retailers to stay open. You got state and local governments putting the kibosh on certain Michigan, up in New York, areas like that. But to the point, Ravi, we're finding new ways to do curbside drop off and pick up, appointment only on the showroom floor inside a bicycle shop. Shops that can get behind pickup and delivery. That's a home delivery. So anybody who's interested in the bike. So anybody find out from your local bike shop. Find out from your local bike shop. They do pickup and delivery first. You might be surprised at how great for the business and how personalized the experience can be right now just because of all. Great question. Great question.
It was interesting.
No, go ahead.
Chad, just one comment. Sorry, Chad, I'll back to you. It was interesting. It was interesting to a couple different retailers. Actually emailing with one in Seattle. It was really one in Seattle, and then one in Miami. Polar opposites. Our colleagues in Miami same day delivery. Hey, here's what we have available. We have it online. Give us a call. We can drop it off. Safe manner. So we're not spreading or germs or disease. COVID ID pretend. That was pretty innovative. A colleague in Seattle was pretty interesting. They were taking appointments. Drop off for repairs, for accessories, but also taking appointments for bike purchasing. For bike the days of kicking tires at the bike store. Those aren't happening. Those aren't happening. Like, hey, here's our window. What types of bikes are you looking for? What types of bikes are you looking for? Ready for you. Some ready for you. you in, and really quickly go to transaction. That's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting way of doing it.
I got a real quick question.
There's really
Either one of you guys have headsets close to you or nearby? Because I think the echo.
I think he's on mute. I think he's on mute.
You are. Ravi, what about you? Do you by chance have headsets?
I believe Chad's on mute. You still can't hear you, buddy.
You look good though, buddy.
You look good. Charlie Brown would like his shirt back.
It's got to be really important what he's telling us.
Well, I'm going to keep that until he comes back online. When retail out there are four common themes that would really help you. Number one, the whole everybody in media telling the world that you're closed. You have to communicate that you're open. Multiple times during the day, and the best messaging goes through Facebook Live. That you are open. Number two is being socially responsible. You are adhering to the World Health Organization, the CDC guidelines, the CDC guidelines, regulations as well. You're deemed essential. You're deemed essential. One out. Tell them how you're being socially responsible. Number three is to let them know how they can do business with you. Because we just think we go down to the bike shop, and if I'm scared to go down to the bike shop with a bunch of people inside, I just won't come. Once I know it's pick up, drop off, curbside, appointment only. Now I'm interested in doing business with you. The fourth piece ingredient to all this, communicate that beat that drum over and over. We have bike shops that are literally having the best right now they've ever had because of those four pieces on social media. Look for it. Hopefully that helps some people out there. You're not back, Chad. I know you think you're back. I can't hear you.
While he's still working with that, another theme that our different clients seeing with our different clients genres has really been talent. Across genres, with the CARES Act, value systems are going to be coming in from a financial standpoint. Another point I bet you're seeing is another point I bet you're seeing in marine and powersports as well. This is the opportunity to cultivate the talent you have as much as possible. So these are hard decisions that business owners are having to make. Hey, do I keep the lights on? Do I furlough employees? Do I let them kind of employment hard decisions? The concept we're seeing across the board from friends in tourism and travel on the brand side, big organizations. This is our window to keep our talent, even if we have to reduce their pay and reduce their workload, because it's so much easier. The concept is so much easier to ramp up whenever the new norm, whatever that looks like, with the talent that we have, rather than start over with new talent.
Check. There he is. Yeah.
I'll jump in here first. I don't know if you guys hear me. Yeah. So timing is timing's a hard question. My point of view on there's going to be a new normal. We're not sure what that is. We have some indicators. For example, the UCI is an indicator in cycling canceled, put a stop to events up to June 1. So that's a line in the sand we can use from. We can data point that we can use from. I would look at that. As something if you're on the event side, racing elements are really important to your business. Secondarily, it's a fluid situation. It's a fluid situation. So my suggestion to monitor your business, whatever the elements are, to be ready to make those changes. And again, that's easier said than done. But I would take a look at doing this in every day, every few weeks, and have timelines and milestones along the way for your teams that you can determine what you can do moving forward. So it's not a there isn't a definitive answer, but I think it's there. But we're probably at least 30 days away from something new that we can adjust and realign.
Check. Yeah,
sure. It's a strong statement for the year. So that's a bold one. That doesn't mean folks can't. That doesn't mean folks New York on the East Coast, New York on the West Coast, or California on the West Coast. So fair playing field from competition has to be addressed. An element. The other element is just simply right now flying from Atlanta to Texas, do anything allowed to support team gain. So you're right. So you're right. To be rolled up, and they're not going to be consistent. So your point on this date, be able to change. I don't think it is going to be rolling changes. But then will affect all aspects of life. If it is travel, if it is retail, I think they're all going to really have an effect on each other. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. There will be some things happening in the next 90 days. I think the whole year is a really strong sentiment. There's no need to think differently. Your point's well taken. Being the optimist, I hope there is something we can look forward to. In the near term.
I can hear you. Yes, sir. I can hear you. Yes, sir. Yep. Well, I think one rolls into the other. First of all, you guys can hear me okay? Into the other. First of all, you guys can hear me okay? I'm in full podcast mode now. I'm in full podcast mode now. I got the headphones and the mic. One rolls into the other. What I mean by that one rolls into the other. What I mean by that is until we have an antidote for this thing. I don't care whether the switch gets thrown in 60 days or 90 days or 120 days or 90 days or 120 days. Society going back to the way we did it is going to take a while. That's going to take a long time. That's going to take a long time. Events, so I think Littleton Crit Race or whatever, I think there will be events or whatever. I think there will be events. I am not optimistic that large crowd events are going to come back. I think places like Disney World are going to come back. I think places like Disney World way from coming back. So I think it's the size of the crowd. So I think it's the size of the crowd that will dictate whether it's an event is going to be available, whether it's an event or theme park or restaurant, big outdoor summer concerts, big outdoor summer anything like that. I don't think you're going to see anything like that. And unfortunately, for the big races that love to watch, all three of us, all the crowds that are standing 5 deep on the side of the climb at the stage whatever at the tour. I don't know about that. I'm not anywhere near as optimistic. I think it has to do with the size. I think it has to do with the size. Something will happen, and then something will happen. Circle back on Ravi's earlier comment about boy. How many times have you heard? Boy, how many times have you heard? Really hard to find. Oh, good people are really hard to find. Not right now. People are out there and love to come to work. So for the people who have they can carry staff or using the SBA government loans that are out there right now, amazing programs just got launched to be able to carry your staff through. I am of the position that the lights will come on. You're going to be way better position to have your talent on board when those lights come on, whatever that looks like, than to try to recruit, retrain, and build up your staff from that point. So I kind of answered a few things all at once there, Chad. Hopefully that made sense. Fourteen.
I'll take the under.
No, it's not. I just said 14.
We didn't get the criteria behind it.
Go. What's the question? What percent go under? Oh. Put it this. Yeah. The only thing, logical way I can answer that is to give you some frame of reference as to what happened in 2008 and 2009. What happened when the dust settled? And I'll tell you from a Powersports vantage point. I'll give you Powersports data, and you can extrapolate that to the other industries because marine, RV, and bicycles all suffered tremendously during that time frame. So in 2008, we had 7,500 franchise motorcycle dealers out there. And by motorcycle, I mean Powersports, jet skis, dirt bikes, motorcycles. And by franchise, what I mean is they carried one of the major brands, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, KTM, Harley Davidson. 7,500 in 2008. By the time the dust settled, by 2010, we had 4,000 dealers left standing. We lost 3,500 dealers out of 7,500. So are we going to lose some? During that time frame. Yes, so are we going to lose some? We're absolutely going to lose some. Yes, we are. Some are riding thin on the margins and the expense control on the margins some of these government loans. And even with some of these government loans, enough or be enough to carry some of them. But I do not think it will be that significant. If I'm going to guess, I'm going to tell you it's going to be 25%. I'm going to tell you it's going to be 25%. Yeah. No, I think it's because I'd love to hear your answer, but I think it's because what we call a fire drill. So in 2008, one of my buddies named Jason came up with a fire drill, and he said he was a financial planner before he got into motorcycle. And he saw the swings, the door swings, he said, all right, here's our plan. When the door swings go down 10%, all of these 15 pieces we will cut staff by, we will cut staff by, move our inventory, we will run this sale, we will trim this advertising. If it drops to 20%, we do this. If it drops to 20%, we do this. If it drops to 30%, we do this. So there's an executable plan. So at the time, it's not emotional at all. It's not emotional at all. That's right here in front of us. That's right here in front of us. People didn't take heed from that, and so they don't have a plan to execute. And so they don't have a plan to execute. And they're holding on, hoping, and they're holding on, hoping in a week or two or three, in a week or two or three. And I think the financial implications of this are going to go on long past that. So they're going to go on long past that. The beauty in all that, the beauty in all that is that if you have a closing procedure, fire drill, I want you to have an opening fire drill. I want you to have an opening procedure. Now you the lights come on. Now you ramp up our inventory staff. We throw all these dollars in digital marketing. All these dollars off to digital marketing. I don't think off to the races. I don't think people they're just taking heed on that. They're living day to day in the retail space. They're living day to day in the retail space.
Evidently, everybody.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Crisis plan. We have a crisis plan, right? We have a crisis continuation plan. Continuation plan. I like your point. I like your point of the. It's kind of like the grand opening plan. It's the reverse of that. The reverse of that. What happens when we're good to go? What is good to go? What does pre look like? What does the live look like? What does the live look like? And what's the roll up like? So I think that's a really great. I think that's a really great concept with your clients and anyone who's interested. With your clients and anyone who's interested. Be ready for when the time to roll out that relaunch plan.
And the key there is what metrics are you using? We don't use door swings anymore. We use transactions. We don't use door swings anymore. Because I don't count how many people are coming to your store. Because I don't count how many times are coming to your store. Ringing how many actual transactions we have. So we're rolling down closing checklist transactions, and the guys who have them are ready to open based off the transactions and ramp up accordingly. So know the metric as well as have the executable plan.
And have the right report card, right, Chad? So we want to know the data analyze. So if it's qualitative or quantitative measures, whatever that is, traffic, velocity, if it's turns, whatever you want to use as your report card. If it's dollars, if gross dollars, if it's margin. Have a report card you can track and be safe about it. To be honest, you can really track it day by day, week by week, month by month. The new norm has the new norm. That's the other point. Things are going to business as was before March 15, and after whenever the new norm's going to be drastically different. Priorities from the customer will have changed and will continue to change. So I think the ad, the customer, and their needs will be different. And the retailers, brands and organizations and asking those questions are the ones that can adapt that much quicker. I hope you furlough him. Take advantage of the SBA loans that might be there.
Right.
Because you need that talent for later. Because obviously the talent you have now is about what you need in the past. Hey, you know what? I started around the issue of the number of events. I'll fess up to that. I think let's other factors. No. Let's think about it. It's not exactly the same from the retail side. Road events, cycling events have been on the steady decline from the last 5 years. So we need to take a look at that steady double-digit decline from sanctions. So that's a consideration. Already. Bikes are being people are riding bikes. I want to preface this. The bad bikes are riding bikes. They're not racing bikes. They may not be participating in sanctioned events, whether it's road events, whether it's road races, whatever that. So that's a consideration. The other element from an event production standpoint and producing programs and campaigns is expensive. It's a labor of love. It's a lot of risk. Many folks are going to just relook why they're doing it for them. Makes sense for them. Are they tired? Do they need to do something different? Kind of a natural transition. And I think in retail, we're going to see that as well. Folks that were on the fringe, barely hanging on, or cash flow wasn't working, might not be the time. That happens in all kinds. It might be heightened, but it might be these razor thin margin and really high sweat equity businesses that we touch.
Sam?
Agreed. 100%. I think people put on those Grand Fondos because they love doing it. It's not because the money comes pouring on the backside of that thing. So I'm personally signed up for a bunch of races this year, and I'm wondering if they're going to roll off, and I could totally imagine getting an email from the race producer or event manager and just say, hey, it just doesn't make sense. The math doesn't work anymore. So I think you'll have a significant decline in some of those races. I would say it's on par. I don't know. I would say 25% fall off on those races is reasonable, Ravi, unless they're already so deep into it they can't pull the plug on it, you know?
Huh. Yeah, I would agree. I think that's a fair number. I think that's a fair number to that. The other side of that is, it's like any other, there's a time to lean in and double down. Have new capital and different resources, human capital as well. Human capital take advantage of this and help people are on the fringe or don't want to do it anymore. So whether it's consolidation, where consolidation, or acquiring new businesses, or acquiring a great opportunity for people. There's a great opportunity for people that really can double down and have new energy.
Hey Chad, can I give you a killer story on that? Can I give you a killer story on that? On doubling down? All right, here you go. When the economy was taken in 2009, most people don't know that Harley Finance. Most people don't know that Harley Finance was at the time a different company, and they were at the point of literally shutting their doors. Because all the lending was going away for Honda and Kawasaki and all that kind of stuff. Harley was going to follow suit. Harley was going to follow suit. Harley Finance, and they said, to Ravi's point, they said. To Ravi's point, they said, maybe we should be the one finance organization that doubles down because everybody else. At the time, Harley had a 21% market share, and by the end of 2010, Harley doubled down. They bought the kid that couldn't get approved on the 600. That couldn't get approved on the 600, but he could get approved on a new Harley. He could get approved on a new Harley. And they went from a 21% market share to a 34% market share to a 34%. They are still today, even with some of their troubles, sitting at a 29%. It's a great example of if you have the ability, the human capital, and the war chest, maybe an opportunity. You might see some people. Maybe an opportunity. You might see some people get together and double down on some of these race events.
Man, hopefully the sound came back, guys. Sorry about that. Small little technical issues are always going to be the issue when you're doing these live things. But so 29% Harley Davidson. Problem is, Sam, that what I see with that idea and that philosophy is that the financial backing behind a lot of those companies maybe have some investorhood, but most of the bike shops are all like, mom and pop stores who, little Billy was a cat too, and he had a dream of owning a bike shop, and he got into it, and he's like, holy crap, this is, not only am I not going to be able to ride my bike anymore, but I got to run this bike shop. Shoestring budgets, and that is my big fear with the industry right now, is that they may go poof. Even training centers like mine. I mean, I'm not having camps right now. I'm not having indoor training centers at my 3 training centers. So it's like one of those things where, Total Cycles has been in business for just the better part of 20 years. Does this virus bring companies like mine to its knees? Am I worried? Yes. Do I fret about it? No, because there's nothing I can do about it. I'm looking at all the options and whatever, but it's just one of those things where does the marine industry and these other industries have the financial backing behind them where smaller companies just don't have that?
Well, I think that's a valid fear. Ravi, I'd love to hear your take on that, coming from the Red Bull background, coming from a marketing company that can't throw some money behind events like that. Would you agree that those retailers on the shoestring budget, that a lot of these races go away simply because of that?
Yeah, I think so. I think we touched on it. Guys that are on the fringe and hanging on, and are already on life support, they just might not have the energy, the resources, and actually the talent, and relationships to make it work. The different opportunities that are out there. The different opportunities that are out there. With the CARES Act protection are out there, personal protection plans that are out there, the SBA loans. There's a lot of the SBA for small and medium-sized businesses. I think from all the way from 1 to 500, all the way to $2 million in really long-term, low-interest loans to bridge the gap. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity. I've been on a couple different webinars. Some of our sports commission clients kind of walk through that and really explore those types because they're there. A business of your size, it could help with the gap, help keep going, help keep the lights on. Because ultimately, that's what our government being political, that's what the government treasury put money in circulation to keep our business moving, so limit downward spiral of the economy.
Let me
backstop out.
Well, we just had a call today. We just had a call today. I've got 10 key bullet points. I've got 10 key loans that are available for small businesses. Some of the loans that are available for small businesses. And the criteria, it's changing literally really good. So there's some really good to keep it going. Available loans out there. But let's just take it. Let's just take it.
Real quick, can you send me those links so I can post them on the YouTube?
I can't send you the links. I can send you my chicken scratch, but when I transcribe it, I can get it out to you. Yeah, sure.
I've got one for you. I can send it.
Because I know that there's I don't have a vast amount of followers, but a lot of followers that I do have are all in the cycling industry, and a lot of them at bike shops or training centers or friends of friends. And coming from you two, having a stripped down version, because I'll be honest with you, small business owners with company that have less than 10 people, they're trying to figure it out, and they're spending the better part of their mornings trying to, because I've heard this so much, they're spending the better part of their mornings trying to figure out how to survive, and then the second half on how to figure out a way to get help to survive in any way that we can as a community. Being able to be able to post those links would be killer helpful.
Yep. Just so you, not a just so you, not a, but if you go to garagescomposites.com, you go to garagescomposites.com, our company's website, and click blogs for retailers, and one of them is for retailers, and one of them is all the loan information. My point is, this information is so fresh. This information is so fresh. The PPP loan and the SBA loan. The PPP loan and the SBA loan. The answer as of this morning is yes. You can have both of them. It's not either or as it was 3 days ago. It's not either or as it was 3 days ago. So repopulating, if you will, of that. But let me take you where I was going to go a second ago. But let me take you where I was going to go a second ago. No, you're good. Let's take this out of the brick and mortar store and out to reality. Brick and mortar store. I got on my bike and I took off on the trails today. I snuck out for an hour and a half today. I snuck out for an hour and a half. Everybody is on the trail. Everybody is on the trail. Everybody is so. I mean, here we are. Everybody is so. I mean, here we are. Really, this was the first real week. Really, this was the first real week. Most people were on, and we're so cooped up, and we can't wait to get out. We're so cooped up, and we can't wait to get out. I've never seen more people walking in my neighborhood. And the point, Chad, is you can tell me all day long. You can tell me all day long. Taking off, and everybody's riding Zwift, taking off, and everybody's riding Zwift. I've been on bike sitting right next to me, and I've been on. But you know what I love a lot more than Zwift? But you know what I love a lot more than Zwift is being outside on the very same bicycle. Being outside, and I think when the floodgates open, and I think when the floodgates open, we are predicting a mass resurgence when the floodgates open for the three industries that we play in. So I think about I think about having a training studio, and I think having a training studio, and I think people as much as Zwift makes it great, as much as Zwift makes it great, it's not relatively speaking. They want not social. People are desperate for social. People are desperate for social. You've got a 75% uptick. You've got a 75% uptick in Facebook and Instagram right now. 75% on those two sites in traffic. People want to engage other people. So when the lights come on, I think when the lights come on, do just fine. I think the key is can you hang on? The key is can you hang on to get to the downtime, and that's where these loans really get to the other side. That's where these loans really come into play.
Well, Well, maybe not the new normal, but I have maybe not the new normal, but I have a point I'd like to share that we deliver. A lot of the things that we deliver all about in our spaces is all about experience. Whether it's a live event, whether it's a live event, a bike race, whether it's a concert, a bike race experience, a concert, a big Red Bull experience at a big Red Bull event. That experience is something that we deliver for the people that are there and the people that are there and the people that are at home. So what the new norm might be is a different way to deliver that. A different way to deliver that. Probably going to be a combination of probably going to be a combination of things that we're doing now, and also things that are going to be done. Analog is not, so analog events, non-digital events, analog in-person events. They will not be in-person events. So they will not be what we are as humans. So crucial, and what we are as storytellers and people that what we are as storytellers and people that deliver experiences. There's probably going to be a shift. Probably going to be a shift. The new norm's going to look a little bit different. Probably going to be a little more regional, a little more personal. Don't throw it all out. Don't throw it all out. Analog is still alive and well.
Yeah, what I'll tell you is the phrase the new norm. It's the right now norm. It's the right now norm. It's not the new norm. It's just the right now. It's just what we're dealing with right now. This is what we're dealing with right now. And we will come back not the way it was, not the way it was. Back to a version of being live and being out, riding our bikes and all that kind of stuff. It's a matter of getting through the right now norm. Particularly for retailers, you better get good. Retailers, you better get good in understanding how to sell. Get good at selling through Facebook. Get good at Marketplace, Facebook, engaging market video conferencing with your customers, one-on-one appointments, just like this with a customer, one-on-one appointments, just like this with a customer as well. Right? Learn how to reach out to your dealerships in a way that's not you walking up to the front door and opening it up. Retailers still want to do business. Retailers still want to do business. This one-on-one relationship, honestly, this one-on-one relationship inside the bike shop. It can go way in the bike shop. You got 10 other people demanding your time and attention. If I schedule a Zoom call with my main guy or my main gal at the bike shop, I get a really personalized experience out of this. I think there's a flip. I think this is forcing on all of us, and I think some of it is going to continue. I think some of it is going to continue after the lights come on. In the long haul, it's going to be very beneficial in the long haul. We just got to get through the short haul. Yeah, I appreciate that, Chad. Much like Ravi, I play in several different websites, but the easiest one is just to go to Garage. The easiest one is just to go to Garage, plural C-O-M-P-O, plural C-O-M-P-O-S, Garage Composites, Garage Composites. You will see our company there. You will see our company there page. You'll see.
The easiest thing for me is an email, Ravi, R-A-V-I, at consortium.world. Or you can find me on the Facebook. Just Ravi Rajcoomar. Just Ravi Rajcoomar. We'll figure it out for you. We'll figure it out for you.
Man of mystery. Man of mystery. You got it. You got it. Looking forward to it. I love it.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. Hey, Sam. It's